As a public interest broadcast of this station, the Greater Montana Foundation presents another in its Interesting People of Montana series of broadcasts. Today we're in the Charles M. Russell Room of the Museum of the Historical Society of Montana in Helena. We're going to talk with Mike Kennedy, director of the museum, and ask him how this museum is supported. Mr. Kennedy.
That's a very interesting question. The truth of the matter is, unfortunately, that the people of Montana have not sustained this institution through their tax dollars to any appreciable extent. They have, however, through their generosity, made everything that you see here and a great deal more that you do not see completely possible. As a matter of fact, under the present budget of the state of Montana, this institution costs you and your children on a per capita basis less than the price of 2 packages of gum per year. On the other hand, we have amassed a magnificent collection through the generosity of the people of Montana, through many of our friends throughout the world, and through our own resources in earning private money. Our budget at the moment requires about the expenditure, in addition to the $60,000 of state money that we get, approximately $110,000 to $120,000 a year, just to sustain ourselves with a very meager and limited staff. But we have managed, because of the nature of things, to acquire this fine building since 1951, to acquire this Russell collection alone, which is now valued at approximately $2.5 million. And I'd like to go into that briefly by pointing out that the paintings within the span of the camera right here, the painting, of course, Waiting for a Chinook, or The Last of 5,000, is on indefinite loan from the Montana Stock Growers Association. The painting up here was given to us in honor of a fine gentleman from Butte, whose wife gave this after his death, Wade Plummer, and it's, of course, a permanent possession. This was in the McKay collection, whereby every device known to man, literally, this institution raised money to buy this collection at a fraction of its cost, namely $50,000, when it was worth many times more than that, through the generosity of the McKay family. Therefore, it's our basic collection. The painting here is now on loan for a 2-year period through the generosity of Mr. Fred G. Renner of Washington, D.C., a former Montanan who has a great deal of loyalty to Montana. And rather than let this painting go to many of the wealthy collectors of the country, both museum-wise and individual-wise, he recently told us that he would allow us to have this for 2 years with the option to buy during that period, hoping that somehow we could raise the money to do that. It's not an easy thing to do, because my guess is that this painting would bring on the open market today somewhere in the realm of $10,000 to $12,000. Another painting is this one here, given to us by one of the fine old families of Helena, Maud Fortune, as a memorial to this great lady who taught school here so many years. This painting up here, Mary Toohill Schrader, memorial to her from her husband. She was a Montanan, and they lived for many years in Seattle. And that, in a sense, tells briefly how we finance this institution. It's a long story. It's sometimes a very irksome one, because we have constantly gone before the people of Montana trying to sustain the institution. I think we're doing a good job. I think, however, we could do much better. We certainly do need your help. I thank you.